Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate at the Virginia Department of Corrections, Red Onion State Prison. To accept this call, press 0.
This is Randall Via, a.k.a. Red Onion Randy. I'm currently serving 1,214 years for capital murder and armed robbery. Now, and finally, at a level 3 Buckingham Correctional Center, stone's throw from where I grew up. If you have any questions or comments or want to leave a message or whatever, I've got a voicemail line. That number is 1-888-524-1932. You can also visit my website, which is new and improved and got different features and whatnot, at www.redonionrandy.com. And I hope you do. Let's get started with the podcast. All right, everybody. It's been a while since y'all heard from me. Apologize for that. We're trying to expand, add some new voices, add some new content, stuff like that. But this is going to be all me today. And I'm sorry for your loss. But this is the thing. We just came off lockdown. I'll definitely do an episode on that in a week or two, because it's definitely worth talking about that lockdown, because they had the Virginia State Police in here doing it. But when I come off lock, I was able to finally sync my tablet, send some emails, get some emails and whatnot, and I got a really, really good one from an advocate friend of mine named Kevin Gines. He's the creator of Prison Talks on TikTok. So if you don't know who he is, or you haven't, seen his stuff or what he's doing, by all means, please go check him out. I know he would appreciate it. But this is the email. And it says, for immediate release. Coalition of prison reform advocates, correctional officers, and families unite to demand Governor Spanberger fire Virginia DOC leaders Chadwick Dotson, David Robinson, Kelvin McCoy, and David Anderson. This next part is an excerpt from an article written in, I'm assuming it's the Richmond Times-Dispatch. All it says is just Richmond, Virginia. In a stunning show of unity, both correctional officers and incarcerated people, two groups rarely on the same side of the barbed wire, have joined forces to demand that Governor Abigail Spanberger immediately terminate Virginia Department of Corrections Director Chadwick Dotson, Chief of Corrections Operations David Robinson, and Wise County Wardens Kelvin McCoy and David Anderson. The unprecedented dual petitions Sorry about that, they're calling for gate break. The unprecedented dual petitions, one launched by COs themselves and another by prisoners and their families, paint a damning picture of a department collapsing under the weight of nepotism, cronyism, corruption, and cruelty. Both petitions describe a culture of fear, incompetence, and unchecked abuse, which has festered under Dotson and Robinson's leadership and been enforced on the ground by McCoy and Anderson. The prisoners' petition can be found at https://demand-the-resignation-of-Chadwick-Dotson-and-David-Robinson. Good God Almighty, that's long as hell. And the correctional officer's petition is available at www.change.org/p/fire-dave-Robinson-from-Virginia-Department-of-Corrections. This is not reform, it's regression, said a spokesperson for the coalition. Dotson and Robinson have turned Virginia's prisons into a nightmare of brutality and cover-ups, and McCoy and Anderson have made Wise County the epicenter of it. They failed the incarcerated, failed the staff, and failed the Commonwealth. A legacy of failure. Dotson, a retired Wise County judge with no background in corrections, was appointed as a political favor, not because of merit. His tenure has been marked by scandal after scandal, from rampant staff shortages and inmate suicides to documented cases of excessive force and inhumane conditions at Red Onion and Wallens Ridge prisons. Robinson, his right-hand man, has become synonymous with obstruction and denial, burying reports, silencing whistleblowers, and refusing to hold abusive officers accountable. Together, they have presided over a system that many describe as a state-sponsored human rights disaster. In the past 2 years alone, the Virginia DOC has faced multiple lawsuits, federal investigations, and international outrage following a string of self-immolations and suspicious inmate deaths. Among them was Aubrey McKay, whose death is widely believed to have resulted from correctional officer brutality. Yet Dotson and Robinson's only consistent response has been cover-up and complicity. Cronyism and corruption in Wise County. Both Dotson and Robinson hail from Wise County, the same region where the state's two most notorious supermax prisons are located. Under their influence, wardens Kelvin McCoy and David Anderson have been installed as enforcers of a corrupt network that functions like a family business. Critics say positions and promotions are funneled to political allies and relatives, while grievances, misconduct, and even criminal acts by officers go ignored. These four men represent the worst of the old guard, said one organizer. Dotson, Robinson, McCoy, and Anderson have built a culture of cronyism, cruelty, and cover-ups. Their network of nepotism is strangling the system and costing lives. Unlikely allies united for justice. That prisoners and officers alike are calling for the same resignation speaks volumes. The CO petition describes Robinson as incompetent, while the prisoner petition accuses all four leaders of protecting abusers and destroying morale across the department. This coalition represents the unheard voices of both sides of the bars, said the coalition's joint statement. When the guards and the guarded agree that leadership has failed, it's not a management issue. It's a moral emergency. A call to Governor Spanberger. Advocates are demanding that Governor Spanberger intervene immediately, remove Dotson, Robinson, McCoy, and Anderson, and launch an independent inquiry into systemic abuse and corruption within Virginia Department of Corrections. Governor Spanberger must act now to restore trust, transparency, and humanity to Virginia's prisons. The statement concludes, every day these men remain in power, more lives are at risk. I could not agree with that email and those excerpts from newspaper reports and so on and so forth. I couldn't agree with it more. I was at Red Onion longer than any other inmate. No one has done more time in those mountains than I have. 25 years of my life I spent in those mountains. I've seen it all. I've seen all of it. I've seen the abuse. I've seen people get beat. I've seen COs kill inmates and then cover it up with suicide. That's happened quite often. I've seen dudes get their asses beat while they're shackled and handcuffed. I've seen guys shackled and handcuffed and then have German Shepherds and other attack dogs sick on these inmates while they're shackled and handcuffed doing nothing. The fight's over with. It's done. I've seen a guy get his calf ripped off. I've seen them sick these dogs with damn near 1.5 inch canines. Big dogs. Bite people in the face. Bite them in the head. I've seen a lot of this stuff. I don't talk about a lot of things. The only reason I'm kind of opening up right now a little bit more than I have in the past is because I have faith. I have faith and I have hope in Governor Spanberger, or Governor-elect Spanberger, until January 15th. Attorney General-elect Jay Jones. I have faith in some of these Democratic delegates that just won. I've seen a lot of things I can't talk about even still. There's some things I've witnessed with my own two eyes that I will never speak of until I get out of prison. Simply because the retaliation I hope to God Governor-elect Spanberger actually does something. I pray that she does fire these men, that she does strip it down to the foundation, tear it down, and rebuild it. This is an unprecedented opportunity for the Democrats in Virginia to make honest, legitimate change. Yeah. This is an opportunity to fix things. This is an opportunity to do some good. I've seen it all. Every single man that was named except for Chadwick Dotson, I know. I've been around them. Guys are setting themselves on fire just to get a 2-week vacation. They're willing to suffer excruciating agony. Like, I don't know if you've ever been set on fire. I haven't like that. I've had a little small, I've had grease and stuff like that on me before, and I can only imagine what setting yourself on fire, the courage, like the desperation that you have to be feeling, knowing what you're about to do to yourself, knowing that you are about to scar yourself for life. Because let's face it, I've had freaking a form of bone cancer since 2017, and it still hasn't even been properly biopsied yet. And you know damn good and well these people that are setting themselves on fire have not received proper medical care and treatment. So they're going to be living with this for the rest of their life. Look, please go to these petitions. I know it was a mouthful me reading it off. I'm going to actually have my editor, Michael, put it up, write it out, type it up on my website, redonionrandy.com. Go there and go to these petitions and please sign these petitions. You can't sign the correctional officers one. Those are just for prison guards. But go to the inmate one. And please, just take the 2 or 3 minutes it's going to take to sign your name. The more people we can get to sign this petition and get it actually in front of Governor-elect Spanberger when she takes office January 15, 2026, she might actually give us some relief. She might actually do the right thing by us. Look, we're not asking for you to just open the front gates and let every single one of us walk. We're not asking for this or that. We're just asking for some decent treatment. We're asking that you stop the corporal punishment, that you stop the collective punishment. Because right now, in them mountains, if they lock one person up, if there's just a regular, normal, run-of-the-mill fist fight, there's no injuries. Maybe the worst you get is a busted lip or like a bloody nose or a black eye or something. Like that's the worst you're going to get from the fight. They'll lock the whole compound down, and that pod that the fight happened in, they will lock them down for 30 days straight, and they'll take their tablets from them. If something happens to where a CO gets hit, or if a CO just claims when they run in to go to break it up, and the CO's claimed, oh, well, he caught me with an elbow in the jaw. They lock that whole pod down for 90 days. They take every inmate that had nothing to do with the fight. They take their tablets from them, so they can't send emails, they can't get emails. They take their televisions from them, so they can't watch nothing, and then they leave them locked in that cell for 90 days. If there's an actual weapon involved, and some guys, they got to use weapons, or, it's an image thing, it's a gangbanger thing, whatever the case may be. They're locked down a whole hell of a lot longer, and they'll take commissary from them. They are using collective punishment in them mountains to punish over 1,000 people for what one or two people do. And you wonder why guys are willing to set themselves on fire. You're wondering why guys are willing to commit suicide? Because you would rather be fucking dead than get punished. That, to me, that is my number one pet peeve. I've said this before. Punishing me for something I had nothing to do with, that right there pisses me off, angers me more than anything else in this world. Because I have been punished time and time and time again for something I had nothing to do with. Even down here in the incentive prison I'm in right now, if somebody does something down there and they lock us down, I don't get my video visits with my wife. They cancel my video visits because they put the institution on lock. That happens nowhere else. Hell, even at Red Onion and Wallens Ridge, if you get a video visit, they actually let you out to get your video visit. And up there, they will fucking kill you. They will whoop your ass and make you wish you was dead. They starve you. They abuse you. They mentally and emotionally assault you daily. But yet, they'll still give you your video visits. But in the incentive prison, you can't get a video visit. If we go on lock, you're on lock. So, Governor-elect Spanberg, I don't know if you'll ever hear this. I don't know if somebody on your team or in your family or what.
You have 1 minute remaining.
But if you do happen to somehow hear this podcast, this episode, man, when you take office, do something. Look, I'm not for wholesale release of prisoners. I'm not for giving us everything under the sun and moon. But, ma'am, if you want us to change, if you want us to rehabilitate, if you want us to rejoin society, it starts with you. You're going to have to fix that broken system in Richmond. You have no choice, man. Do the right thing. Not what's easy. Do the right thing. Please sign those petitions, people. Please help us out. Stand up for us. Thank you. I appreciate you listening, because this right here means something to me. I'm risking myself here getting kicked off of this incentive prison for doing this episode.
Thank you for using GTL.
All right, that's all the time we have for now. I appreciate you listening to me more than you'll probably ever know. I just want to let you know, don't forget to check out my website, RedOnionRandy.com. And for those of you who want to hear more, or you want to listen to the episodes commercial-free, or hear me and my editor discuss a little bit further into the episodes, please go to Patreon, join me, support me. It's only $5 a month. And also, I want to just let y'all know that I have 4 books out now. I have 2 children's books. Also, I have the cookbook out, You're Going to Eat That. And book I'm extremely proud of that me and my editor, Michael, worked really hard on. You Ain't Beyond Saving. Please go and check this book out. Look, it's not, for me, it's not about the money. I genuinely believe you're going to love this book. I genuinely believe this book will help you. Everyone who has gotten it and read it so far raves about it. And as a matter of fact, I might actually get them to maybe review it for me on here or something. We'll see. But all you have to do is go to Amazon, type in Randall Via, RANDALL VIA, and those 4 books will pop up. They will pop up. Please check them out. It's something that I'm proud of. It's something that has a lot of meaning to me, because for a long time, books were my only friend. I've always dreamed of being a published author, and now I'll publish 4. With more on the way. So please, do yourself a favor. Get You Ain't Beyond Saving. The other 3, I'll leave it up to your taste and desires, but I really, really think you should get You Ain't Beyond Saving. That one it's a great book, and it really will help you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all's support.
Thank you for using GTL.